Welcome to Secret Stops, where every journey uncovers the world's most unforgettable wonders. Across America, towering monuments, breathtaking natural marvels, and legendary landmarks stand as symbols of history, culture, and adventure. From city skylines that touch the clouds to landscapes carved by time itself, these are the sights every traveler dreams of experiencing. Today we bring you the 10 iconic landmarks in America you must see, timeless destinations that define the spirit of the USA. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to join us on more adventures. Now relax, open your imagination, and sit back as we journey through America's greatest treasures. Niagara Falls, a place where water becomes power and mist becomes magic. Located on the border between the United States and Canada, this is not just a waterfall, it's a symphony of sound, light, and motion that has captivated hearts for centuries. Here, over 6 million cubic feet of water crash down every minute, tumbling with a thunderous roar that can be heard from miles away. The sheer volume and velocity create a spectacle that feels more like a force of nature than a landscape. On the American side, you'll find yourself up close and personal with the falls. Venture down to Cave of the Winds, where you'll don a poncho and follow wooden walkways to the base of Bridal Veil Falls. As you stand mere feet from the crashing torrent, the world around you disappears into a rush of sound, spray, and pure adrenaline. Then climb aboard the legendary Maid of the Mist, a boat that takes you straight into the heart of the action. Surrounded by swirling currents and rainbows forming in the mist, it's an experience that feels like sailing through a dream. From the Niagara Observation Tower, watch the sun rise over the falls, painting the water in warm orange and pink hues. At night, the scene transforms completely. Spotlights and vibrant colors illuminate the cascades, while fireworks light up the sky on special occasions. It's a spectacle that stuns the senses day and night, and for a bird's-eye view, soar above the falls on the Niagara Scenic Trolley or helicopter tours that reveal the majestic Horseshoe, American, and Bridal Veil Falls from the skies. You'll see how this mighty river carves its path through the gorge, relentless and beautiful. Niagara isn't just a tourist destination. It's a living reminder of nature's might and elegance. From the deep rumble that vibrates through your bones to the cool mist that kisses your skin, every second spent here is unforgettable. Whether you're a first-time visitor or returning for another encounter, Niagara Falls never loses its magic. It's not just something you see, it's something you feel. Hidden beneath the sun-baked desert floor of northern Arizona lies a place so surreal, it feels as though it belongs to another planet. This is Antelope Canyon, a sacred and sculpted wonder carved not by hands, but by the patient force of nature over countless centuries. Here, flash floods have shaped the soft Navajo sandstone into flowing curves, narrow passageways, and towering waves of rock that twist and turn like wind-blown fabric frozen in time. As you step inside the canyon's narrow corridors, the outside world disappears. Above you, thin slits in the rock allow sunlight to pierce through, beams that seem to float in midair, dancing down onto the canyon floor like liquid gold. With every passing hour, the light shifts and paints the walls in hues of amber, violet, crimson, and rose, each shade more mesmerizing than the last. Every corner you turn feels like walking through a living painting. Shadows stretch, fade, and reform, giving the illusion that the walls themselves are breathing. There is a deep stillness here, broken only by the quiet awe of those who pass through. An almost spiritual silence that speaks to the heart without words. For the Navajo people, this place is more than beautiful. It is sacred, and standing within its twisting walls, it's easy to understand why. Antelope Canyon is not just a geological marvel, it's a cathedral of light and stone, a quiet, otherworldly escape that humbles you, heals you, and reminds you of the timeless artistry of the earth. In the heart of the Pacific Northwest, rising through layers of mist and pine, stands a giant of ice and stone, Mount Rainier. Towering at 14,410 feet, this sleeping volcano is the crown of Washington State and the centerpiece of a wilderness unlike any other. It commands not just the landscape, but the imagination. All around its base, Mount Rainier National Park unfolds in textures and layers, deep valleys carved by ancient glaciers, alpine lakes so still they mirror the sky, forests older than memory. In midsummer, the air is thick with the scent of pine and the buzz of bees. Trails wind gently upward, each turn revealing another perspective of the mountain, massive, silent, and snow-capped. In the lower elevations, Grove of the Patriarchs welcomes you beneath trees over 1,000 years old. Their bark is thick and cool to the touch, their trunks wrapped in moss. The forest feels like a cathedral, where every breath is slower, every sound softer. As you hike higher, waterfalls cut across the land like silver threads. Narada Falls, Christine Falls, and Comet Falls spill from steep cliffs into mossy gorges, their waters fed by the very glaciers that wrap Rainier's flanks. But it's the changing light that transforms this park into something unforgettable. At dusk, the mountain glows in soft tones of copper and lavender, as if the sun itself is bowing out in reverence. The clouds stretch thin and golden across the sky, and the air cools to a whisper. This park is more than scenery. It's a living system of fire and ice, movement and stillness. It's a place where you feel the earth not as a concept, but as a presence, alive beneath your boots, around every bend, and above every tree line. Whether you come to summit its heights, wander its wildflower meadows, or simply gaze up in awe, Mount Rainier will stay with you, not as a postcard, not as a memory, but as a feeling. High in the Sierra Nevada, Lake Tahoe shimmers like a vast jewel set among mountains and pine forests. Spanning the border between California and Nevada, this is the largest alpine lake in North America and one of the clearest. In the early morning, the surface is glassy and still, mirroring the sky in soft hues of silver and blue. Along the western shore, towering pines lean over hidden coves where the water glows turquoise in the sun. Hike to Eagle Falls, where clear mountain streams tumble down granite cliffs before joining the lake. From the trail above, you can see Emerald Bay, a pocket of deep green water framed by rocky headlands. At sunrise, the bay is often wrapped in mist, and Finette Island seems to float between worlds. In summer, the lake draws people from everywhere. Kayakers and paddleboarders gliding across the shallows, sailboats drifting in the breeze, and swimmers braving the cold, pure water. Along the sandy beaches, families set up picnics, while hikers set off to explore the miles of trails that circle the shoreline. In winter, the landscape transforms. Snow blankets the trees and mountains. Skiers carve down the slopes of Heavenly and Squaw Valley, while the lake below stays free of ice, its blue surface striking against the white peaks. Even on the coldest days, the air here feels crisp and clean, scented with pine and snow. At sunset, Lake Tahoe becomes something unforgettable. The light turns the water to molten gold, and the ridges of the Sierra fade into deep violet shadows. Campfires flicker on the shore. In the darkness, the lake reflects the stars so perfectly, it seems as though the sky has come down to rest on the water. More than any single viewpoint or season, Lake Tahoe is a place of contrasts: warm sun and cold water, quiet mornings and lively evenings, summer crowds and winter solitude. Whether you come to hike, sail, ski, or simply sit by the shore and watch the light change, you'll find that this place has a way of staying in your heart long after you leave. It rises like a flame against the fog, a suspension of steel and dreams. The Golden Gate Bridge, spanning the mouth of San Francisco Bay, is more than just a marvel of engineering. It's a symbol of the American spirit, bold, beautiful, and enduring. As you approach it, whether on foot, by car, or through the lens of a drone, the first thing that strikes you is its color: international orange, standing out defiantly against the gray skies and blue waters. Designed in the 1930s during the heart of the Great Depression, this colossal structure was once the longest and tallest suspension bridge in the world. And even today, nearly a century later, it continues to captivate hearts and lenses. Begin your journey from Marin Headlands, where early morning mist swirls around the bridge towers like whispers from another world. As the sun begins to rise, the bridge slowly reveals itself, a golden path suspended in time. From here, San Francisco's skyline glows in the distance, and the vast Pacific stretches endlessly behind. Walk along its pedestrian path, and you'll hear the hum of passing cars, the cries of gulls, and the whisper of ocean wind. Look down. The deep blue waters of the bay churn beneath you. Look up. The 746-foot towers pierce the sky like sentinels watching over the city. But it's at sunset that the Golden Gate becomes truly magical. The sky turns to fire, crimson, gold, and lavender, and the bridge glows as though lit from within. Traffic slows, silence grows, cameras click, a golden hour for the Golden Gate. And then comes night. As stars awaken above and city lights flicker to life, the bridge becomes a glowing thread between two worlds. Spotlights illuminate its silhouette, while the gentle fog returns, wrapping it in mystery once more. The Golden Gate Bridge is not just steel and rivets. It's a passage, a postcard, a poem written in metal and light. And every crossing is a story waiting to be told. Carved into the ancient granite face of the Black Hills, Mount Rushmore is more than just a monument. It is a symbol of American vision, strength, and legacy. Towering 60 feet above the land, the faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln stand watch, timeless and proud, over the country they helped shape. This monumental tribute is not simply about history, it's about the bold human ambition, the relentless effort to sculpt the very mountains themselves, to immortalize the ideals of leadership, freedom, and resilience. As you stand before it, you can't help but feel the weight of history and the legacy of these towering figures. As the day fades and the sun begins to set over the peaks, the granite glows with a warm, golden light, reflecting the stories of courage, determination, and the enduring spirit of America. Mount Rushmore is a place where the past and present meet, reminding us of the strength that shaped this great nation. Welcome to Redwood National Park, where time slows, voices hush, and the world feels taller than you ever imagined. Tucked along California's northern coast, this is not just a forest. It's a living cathedral of giants, a place where the air feels sacred and ancient trees hold the secrets of 1,000 years. As morning light filters through the mist, golden rays scatter across the forest floor. The towering coast redwoods, some over 350 feet tall, rise like natural skyscrapers, their bark thick with history and resilience. These are among the tallest trees on Earth, and walking beneath them feels like stepping into another realm, quiet, cool, and humbling. The trails here are soft with fallen needles and rich with life. Follow paths like the Lady Bird Johnson Grove or Tall Trees Trail, where ferns unfurl beneath your feet and the forest sings with bird song and breeze. Every turn offers a new moment of awe. Light dancing on moss-covered trunks, branches high above catching the sun like stained glass windows. It's not just trees that define this place. Redwood National and State Parks protect prairies, wild rivers, oak woodlands, and 35 miles of rugged coastline where cliffs drop to the Pacific and sea lions bark from distant rocks. At Gold Bluffs Beach, driftwood rests on sand like old bones, and the Fern Canyon, with its 50-foot walls dripping in greenery, feels like a scene from a forgotten world. Under the night sky, the silhouettes of the redwoods reach toward the stars. The wind stirs softly through their crowns, and in that stillness, you feel it, the power of nature to humble, to heal, and to hold you still, even just for a moment. Redwood National Park is more than a destination. It's a reminder that some things grow slowly, stand tall, and last forever. In the wild, untamed heart of Alaska stands a place where time feels ancient and nature reigns supreme. This is Denali National Park, home to the tallest peak in North America. Denali, a frozen titan rising 20,310 feet into the sky, carved by glaciers, wrapped in clouds, crowned in ice. But Denali is more than a mountain. It's a vast, breathing wilderness, an untouched frontier. Sprawling tundras roll endlessly into the horizon. Grizzlies roam through golden grass. Caribou cross rivers under the watching eyes of eagles. Here silence speaks. You hear the wind through spruce trees, glaciers cracking in the distance, and the soft rhythm of nature, alive and free. You might camp beneath the northern lights, or catch a glimpse of a lone wolf disappearing into the morning mist. Or maybe you'll soar above it all, in a bush plane, flying past icy ridges and winding rivers, feeling like you're touching the sky itself. Denali isn't easy. It's not meant to be, but it offers something rare: perspective, peace, and awe. This is the last true wilderness, raw, majestic, unforgettable. Denali, where the earth feels eternal. are vast, untamed, and quietly pulsing with life. The Everglades is unlike anywhere else on Earth, a shimmering expanse of wetlands stretching across southern Florida. This is not just a swamp, it's a living mosaic of water, sky, and green, a slow-moving river of grass that sustains one of the most diverse ecosystems on the planet. Drift through the sawgrass plains on an airboat or glide silently in a kayak, and you'll enter a world where time moves differently. Mangrove tunnels twist and curl like ancient roots guarding forgotten secrets. Cypress domes rise like natural cathedrals from the mist, and every corner echoes with the calls of herons, egrets, and osprey. Alligators sunbathe on muddy banks. Manatees drift through clear waters. And if you're lucky, you might even spot the elusive Florida panther, a ghost of the wilderness still holding on. But beyond its beauty lies a fragile balance. The Everglades reminds us of what's at stake in the face of change, how water, land, and life are bound together in quiet harmony. This isn't just a national park, it's a vital, breathing sanctuary, one that humbles us, teaches us, and asks us to protect the wild before it fades into memory. Because here, under endless skies and sun-soaked clouds, nature still writes its own story. One ripple, one wing beat, one whisper at a time. In a hidden corner of southern Colorado, where the Sangre de Cristo Mountains rise like ancient sentinels, the earth whispers in golden waves. Welcome to Great Sand Dunes National Park, a surreal meeting of wind, sand, water, and time, where the landscape seems borrowed from another planet. This isn't just a desert. This is a place where sand climbs to the sky, forming North America's tallest dunes, some soaring over 750 feet tall. Here, the ground breathes with heat and light, and every gust of wind carves new stories into the ever-shifting hills. Step into this alien wilderness, and the world you knew feels far away. As your feet sink into warm grains, you climb not just a dune, but a moment suspended in silence. Each step upward challenges your body, while your soul soars with the expansive view. At the summit, it's just you, the wind, and a 360-degree sweep of vastness. The San Luis Valley stretches out below like a dreamscape, and behind you, snow-capped peaks guard the sands like timeless watchmen. Come summer, Medano Creek flows at the base of the dunes, creating a rare and playful desert oasis. Children splash, dogs dash, and laughter echoes between the mountains and dunes, all made more magical by the phenomenon of surge flow, where waves ripple like a pulsing heartbeat across the sand. As twilight descends, the dunes catch fire with amber light. Shadows stretch long and deep, and the cool evening wind hums across the rippled slopes. Then, the stars arrive, in numbers so vast and bright, it feels like the cosmos has spilled over the edge of the universe. This is one of the darkest night skies in America. And here, under the Milky Way, you don't just look up, you fall into it. Great Sand Dunes is not a place you merely visit. It's a place that visits you, leaves its grains in your shoes, its silence in your thoughts, and its sky in your memories. And that completes our journey through the 10 iconic landmarks in America you must see. From coast to coast, these legendary sites are more than just attractions. They're pieces of history and symbols of American spirit. Which landmark is at the top of your bucket list? Drop your answer in the comments. We'd love to hear where you'd go first. Thanks for traveling with Secret Stops. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our next adventure. Until then, keep exploring and discovering the world's most incredible places with us.